Hi there. Today we're going to make turkey chili with white beans. This is going to be a great thing to have for the fall weather now that it's starting to get cold. Although down here in California, I think it's about 85 degrees outside, so it's a little warm. So what we're going to do first is because usually you want to have something with your chili, something like rice. And especially if you're cooking for 1 or 2 people, the rice can take a long time to cook. The chili we're making today is really quick. So my tip for rice is to cook it ahead of time. I made some brown rice, and that's what we have here. Kind of hard to see, but it's in the freezer, so you can break it up, take out what you want. A little bit of water, throw it in the microwave, and you're good to go. So you don't spend 45 minutes waiting on your rice. So we're gonna get started on the chili here. I've been already warming up my pan, so it's nice and warm on a low temperature there. So we're gonna just turn it up a little bit to get started. And I'm gonna go ahead and put in some avocado oil. Now I'm using avocado oil. This is 1 tablespoon of avocado oil. I'm using avocado oil instead of olive oil because it has a higher smoke point. So it is better for sauteing and cooking at a higher heat. It has a similar nutritional profile to olive oil. It's heart healthy. It's been proven that it can help reduce LDL cholesterol, which some of us could really use that. So once we've got that going, it's going to get warm. I'm going to put in 1 onion, about a regular onion size like this, chopped up. We got it in the bowl here already. We're going to put it in the pan, and we're going to get it cooking. Now we just want this to go translucent, a little bit clear. We're not necessarily looking for it to caramelize. So this will take about 5 to 6 minutes, and we'll be right back. Hi. So the onions are almost ready. We're gonna go ahead and measure out the spices that go in here. We're gonna start with a tablespoon of garlic powder. Now if you prefer to use fresh garlic, that's fine. You just want to mince up 2 cloves of fresh garlic instead of that. And then we're going to do 2 tablespoons of chili powder. There's 1. Now it looks like that one's just about empty. I'll add some more in to that before we put it in the pan. 1 tablespoon of cumin. And this is what gives it kind of a little bit of a smoky flavor. It's really a very common spice in Mexican foods. We're going to use 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Now this is the smoked paprika. It has a lot of flavor compared to the regular paprika, and so we're going to put a teaspoon of that in there. There we go. And then we're going to put just a 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. This is what's going to give it its spice. Now if you don't want to have any spice in your chili, you could leave this off. If you want to have more spice, you could go with maybe a 1/4 teaspoon or so, just to your level of what you want to do. Now we're going to come back over here to the onions, take a look at those. So they're just about right. They're starting to caramelize just a little bit. They're getting kind of a little opaque, a little translucent in there. And what I'm going to do, just to get the spices working, is I'm going to go ahead and put those right in there and stir them around. You'll notice that I didn't put any salt in here. So I'm actually not going to add any salt beyond what is inherent to the ingredients that we're using. So this is going to be a fairly low sodium dish. If you wanted to add salt, that's something that you could do when it's all done. So let that stir around a little bit. Alright, so once that's ready, we're going to put our turkey in there. We're using a lean ground turkey. This one is 7% fat, and we're just going to put 1 pound of that in there. This is 1/3 of this package. So we'll just grab that out of there. We just want to cook this turkey. It's not really going to get brown. We just want to cook it so that it's not pink. So we'll give that a good stir. Get it all incorporated in with the onion and spices. Now this is going to take about 5 to 6 minutes to cook. I'm going to go ahead and add about a half a cup of just plain water. That helps break down the turkey and get the spices distributed really evenly. So again, this will take about 5 to 6 minutes to cook, and then we'll come back and take a look at it. Okay, so that meat's been cooking about 5-6 minutes. It's nice and done. Not really browning, but it is definitely cooked. Now, the next thing we're going to add is the white beans. So I am using Great Northern beans. These are the ones I like. You could use cannellini beans or just the ones that say just white beans. But these ones give a nice creamy texture to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to rinse these off. That takes a little bit of the sodium off the beans. There we go. And then we're going to put about half of these beans in the pan. And we're just going to use a hand masher, potato masher, and we're going to mash them down. These will help have a good body to the chili. Now, if you wanted to use the blender, throw the beans in the blender, you're welcome to do that with a little bit of water. Sometimes I'll do that with all of the beans, just to make a smoother soup kind of a concoction. So that's plenty for that. We'll add the rest of the beans in. I'm going to add in 1 can of diced tomatoes. You could use crushed if you prefer. And then I'm going to put in one of these little cans of diced green chilies. Now they come in a mild and a hot, so choose your preference for the heat level there. And give this a quick stir. And right now we do have this on a medium heat, so it's going to get nice and warm really fast. And the last part of this I'm going to add is 3 cups of chicken broth. And this is a low sodium chicken stock that I'm using. Once we have everything in there, we're going to give it a good stir, bring it up to a boil, and then put the lid on it, turn it down to low, and let it simmer for about half an hour. Coming back periodically to check on it and give it a little stir so it doesn't burn. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on there. It's just about boiling. We'll be back in half an hour. Okay, it's been about a half an hour. I'm going to take that lid off there. Give it a final stir. See, it's getting a little bit thicker there. Reduced a little bit. We're going to go ahead and turn the heat off. So the last couple things that we want to add are the juice of a lime. So I just have a regular sized lime. Cut it. Ooh, that's a juicy one. I stuck that in the microwave for about 30 seconds. So we'll just put that right into the pot. Do the next half. That's going to give it a nice brightness. And the other ingredient we're going to add is about a 1/4 cup of chopped fresh cilantro. More or less. More never hurt anybody. So we'll put that in there and we'll give it a good stir. So this chili is really nice, especially if it's cold outside. It has, let's look at the numbers. It has 366 calories per serving, 13 grams of fat and 34 grams of protein. That's just in the chili alone. Now, if you serve this with a 1/4 cup of brown rice, you're going to add 180 calories to bring it to a total of 546. And you're going to add an additional 4 grams of protein. So this serving of this with a 1/4 cup of rice is going to give you a total of 38 grams of protein. It's going to keep you full all night. So a serving is about a little bit under 2 cups. So I do recommend that you eat it like it is. But if you wanted to add something to it, you could add a couple tablespoons of light sour cream. That's only going to add 35 calories. You could add some chopped up sweet potato. I had that cooked from the other day. It's really good with the chili. Or you could put a serving of avocado. So if you have an avocado about this size, 1/3 of the avocado is a serving. Just a reminder though, with avocado, even though it's a healthy fat, it is a fat, and it adds about 100 calories. So you don't actually need it for this chili. It's pretty good like it is. So there you go. Turkey chili with white beans. If 6 servings is too much, portion it out for the refrigerator and the freezer. Chili reheats beautifully, and everybody knows it tastes better the next day.